All right. Good morning, everybody. Dr. Rafich here from Vet Triage. 7:30 in the morning Pacific time. It is July 15th, Monday. So we're going to talk about why some animals can walk when they're born and some can't. Keep in mind that I don't know if this holds true for every single animal, and I don't know if it's the only reason why, but it's the reason that I know of um, in my own studies, my own career, as to why some animals walk when they're born and some cannot. So we'll go through that briefly here. Thanks to everybody for watching on the playback. Feel free to subscribe, hit like, share, donate, all the things. It's all appreciated. And and yesterday we had our record-breaking 3 audience members. That's exciting. Okay, so the cerebellum is a portion of the brain that is responsible for motor movements and also for balance, essentially. Probably has other functionalities, but I'm only familiar with them in dogs and cats, and that's that's what the cerebellum is made for, or it's designed for. And in some animals, when they're born, like horses, giraffes, zebras, they're able to walk right away. Well, like literally seconds after birth, they're up and walking around. They're a bit wobbly and everything, but they're up and walking. Um, and that is because their cerebellum forms completely in utero. So while the embryo, while the offspring is in the uterus, in utero, their cerebellum is forming as well as the rest of their body. And when it's fully developed is when they are ready, or when they are born, it is already fully developed while they're in the mom. And that way they're able to ambulate. When you look at dogs, cats, human beings, when they are born, they cannot walk right away. In fact, it could take, dogs and cats or puppies and kittens, a couple of weeks to start walking, and humans 6 months. And so the cerebellum in those species actually forms after birth. So post parturition, the cerebellum forms, and that formation could take, like I said, weeks or months, depending on the animal type. And yeah, that's the main reason why some animals can walk, some animals can't. Now, it's interesting from a survival standpoint because you can imagine if zebras and horses and things, after they were born, could not walk for like weeks or months, they probably wouldn't survive to adulthood, to reproductive age. And so it's interesting that perhaps out of necessity, those animal types evolved this way for that reason. I don't know, but it's just interesting thought. And the same goes for those who cannot walk afterwards. It's interesting to know that their offspring are non-ambulatory when they're born, because that responsibility goes on the parents, and that's a hindrance, right, to the parents to have to lug around these offspring who can't walk, um, because it makes them prone to predators attacking them. And so it's beneficial from a survival standpoint to have your offspring be able to walk right after being born, and that way you're not having to lug them around, carry them around everywhere, and they're basically they're very, very defenseless until they're at least able to get up and walk, so they can run away from predators, and follow the mom and whatever else. So just an interesting dynamic there. But of course, you can see obviously the behaviors of these animals are different too, because usually when you see like a horse or giraffe or zebra give birth, an elephant, cow, they're out in a field somewhere, maybe hidden, maybe not. But whenever you look at like a video of like wolves, giving birth to a litter, they're doing it in some kind of den or some kind of covered area, and because they know that their offspring are going to be non-ambulatory when they're born, and so they need added protection from the elements and from predators. And if you're talking about a litter of like, 4 puppies, 6 puppies, 8 puppies, or more, that's a lot of kiddos to have to lug around. So, oh yeah, we have 2 audience members, fantastic. So yeah, and that's just an interesting topic for this morning. There are diseases in dogs and cats. I won't go into large animals because I'm not familiar with them, but dogs and cats where the cerebellum does not form normally, and depending on how badly it's formed, it determines whether or not it's compatible with life. The animals that I've dealt with, almost all of them cats, that have had cerebellar issues, cerebellar formation issues, are either due to genetics, just random bad luck, or trauma in utero, or some kind of infection that happened in utero, most often viral. And if you're a pet that has a cerebellar abnormality, like for example cerebellar apiatrophy or cerebellar dystrophy, either lack of formation of the cerebellum or malformation of it, then you can have a long-term or lifelong effects to how that patient ambulates. So they'll have this jerky motion, it's unsteady with jerky muscle movements, and that's called a cerebellar ataxia. Maybe tomorrow we'll talk about different ataxia types. Actually, it might be a good topic for tomorrow. But you can tell when a newborn, especially, has an abnormal cerebellum because of the way that they walk is quite characteristic. You can probably even search YouTube videos for cerebellar ataxia and see what it looks like. But it's yeah. Anyway, so I think that's pretty much good for this morning. Thanks for the two of you for attending. Feel free, those watching on a playback, to subscribe, hit like, do all the things. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.